Hello, how's it going? Want to give a weekend update for the Innovation and Open Source Learning class. I don't know, we're on week 3, 4. We're really starting to get into the groove of things, so time's really starting to fly. Spent today really helping the students put their minds at ease a little bit and add a little bit more concrete information about the project work that they'll be doing. Talked about how they will actually, the required components of it. They must be passionate about it. They're going to have to learn new skills, and it has to serve others. Those are the big 3. The rule of thirds, as Don likes to call it. But then also, what other things are part of the project proposal? They have to plan out how many steps there's going to be that they know of at this point. Knowing what they know, what things will they need to accomplish as intermediate steps to actually complete the project. How many people will they need to include? Who are those people? So if they're trying to organize an event, they're going to need to obviously find a venue. They're going to need to call upon people to rent equipment or donate, so sponsors. So really just thinking about who all they're going to need to involve in this project. Also, how long they think it's going to take. That'll be interesting to see what they propose on that, because they really don't know. And quite frankly, I don't know either, because I likely haven't accomplished the things that they want to accomplish in their project. So I will learn, but I will help them. My co-teacher will help as well, as we try to help them come up with some good project guidelines and deadlines and timetables and things. So once they get the green light from us to proceed, then they'll need to actually construct a project timeline with details. What are their deliverables? When will they be done? That's a component of it. So we also shared with them the evaluation rubric. They're going to be given points. It's almost like a video game. They're going to accumulate points for everything that they do as part of the project. So they're not going to be detracting from a total point value, which is a typical project. They're actually just going to be earning points based on what they do. So, for example, they get 20 points for completing the approved project plan. They're going to get a designated point value for the amount of time that the project takes. So if they think it's going to be a 6-week project, for example, they'll get 60 points. A 3-week project, 30 points. They're going to be awarded points for the number of people that they need to involve. We're really talking about the term stakeholders. They will get points for the number of other people that they need. So really encouraging them to network, call upon others, find mentors, and outsource their weaknesses. They will be awarded points for the complexity of the project. So the number of steps that are in there. They will be awarded points for the deliverables. So the steps that they need to complete, the tasks, they will be awarded based on, did they get less than half their deliverables done? Did they get more than half, or did they get them all? And then there'll be a multiplier in there of 2 times if the deliverable was completed on time. And then they'll be evaluated for a TED Talk style presentation at the end of the project. So they were told what the total number of points if the grade is what is driving them at this point. I completely understand that. So they were just told, you need to accumulate this number of points over the course of a semester if you would like an A in this class. First year we've done this class, so it'll be a lot of trial and error, but we set the bar. It's achievable, it's attainable, it's definitely not overly difficult. It's not easy either, but I think it'll be appropriately challenging, which is that one of those key pieces of motivation, according to Daniel Pink, is a challenge. But it's a challenge as it relates to something that you like doing. So, talked about what happens if I start a project and don't finish. I pivot, or I completely abandon it, or whatever. Well, the students will still be awarded for the work that they completed. So if they project a 3-week project, but they actually only do 3 weeks of it, they'll be paid for 3 weeks worth of points. So that was also a different model for them, and they were glad to hear that. Well, we also let them know that they're going to be reflecting every week on their successes, on their failures, and then will they continue the project the following week? If not, why not? Reflection's such a key part of this. So I think it really helped them feel at ease, gave a little bit more structure to what they'll be doing, because a lot of them have voiced, as I mentioned in a previous video, a lot of them have voiced that eagerness to get started. So we're going to start transitioning them next week. 2 days a week, they'll actually start with their project proposals and start digging into designing their projects. 2 days a week. That'll be for the next, at a minimum, 2 weeks, most likely 3 weeks, because we're going to continue to double down on that mindset curriculum to get them some of those soft skills and rewire the way they're thinking about the world, not as problems but as opportunities. We're not ready to give up on that yet. So this is a compromise. We're going to reflect as always. We're going to see what's working, what's not. But I'll be very eager once I have some substance to report back on of what projects our students are choosing to start with. And that's going to be exciting. So hope you all have a great weekend. I know I will. 3 days off, but I'm sure I'll be chomping at the bit, ready to get back to it next week. I've got kind of mixed. I'm not quite where Gary Vee is at on weekends. He absolutely despises weekends because, you know, he doesn't like the idea of taking your foot off the gas. He's a hustle 24/7, 7 day, 24/7 guy, and I get that. That's what's working for him, and there's parts of that I can definitely subscribe to. I don't like, once you hit that flow state, come Friday, it's hard to stop, and when basically everyone else around you stops, it's easy to stop as well. So, but I'll be ready to get back on Tuesday. That's the keys. I don't dread Sunday nights. I don't dread Monday mornings like most people do, and that's just because I have the rare fortune of loving what I do, and teaching this innovation class is just adding to that. It's adding to that love, that drive, and boy, is it challenging. But I'm growing as a professional, as an individual, and I'm extremely hopeful that my students will grow as well. So, all right, I've rambled long enough. Till next time, stay tuned.